Smokey Robinson's 85th birthday arrived with a calm, celebratory air. Yet the excitement around him felt electric, like the world had gathered to honor a living legend. Someone complimented him, saying he didn't look anywhere near his age, and he laughed softly, his voice carrying the same warmth that has defined his music for decades. "I feel 50, he said with a playful twinkle, a simple line that captured the essence of a man who has lived nearly 9 decades, yet still carries the spirit of youth. His life has been filled with incredible achievements, traveling the world, performing for countless fans, and being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. For more than 60 years, his voice and lyrics have shaped the language of love, making him Motown's gentle poet. But behind the polished image of charm and grace lies a deeper story of resilience, growth, and the personal challenges that often remained hidden beneath the spotlight. The boy from Detroit. Before the bright lights and global fame, Smokey Robinson was simply William Robinson Jr., a quiet boy growing up in Detroit's North End. His childhood was modest, but rich in rhythm, laughter, and community. Family and neighbors formed a strong support network, and the city itself became a living soundtrack. Porches, churches, and street corners all filled with music. His mother, Flossie, worked tirelessly to keep the family grounded, teaching him strength and resilience through her steady presence. His older sister, Geraldine, often acted as a second parent, guiding and protecting him in ways that left a lasting impact. His father was less consistent, drifting in and out of their lives, working odd jobs whenever possible. He wasn't cruel, just inconsistent, reflecting a time when stable work was hard to find for Black men. This absence created a quiet void that Smokey would spend much of his life trying to understand. The formation of the Miracle School wasn't the path to success for Smokey, but it became the place where he found his identity and his first musical collaborators. He formed a group called the 5 Chimes, which later evolved into the Matadors and eventually became the Miracles. They rehearsed in basements and small living rooms, using borrowed microphones and relying on pure ambition. Every song was crafted with hope and persistence, driven by the belief that their voices could reach beyond Detroit. In 1957, everything changed when Smokey met Berry Gordy. Berry was older, ambitious, and deeply knowledgeable about the music business, while Smokey brought raw talent and emotional truth. When Berry looked through Smokey's notebooks, filled with nearly 100 unfinished songs, he saw potential waiting to be shaped into the Motown sound. Their partnership became transformative, with Berry acting as mentor, collaborator, and friend, guiding Smokey through the industry while helping him preserve the emotional authenticity that made his music unforgettable. Shop Around, the breakthrough. In 1960, the Miracles released Shop Around, Motown's first million-selling hit. For Smokey, it was proof that the quiet boy from Detroit had something extraordinary to offer the world. Success arrived quickly, but it was rooted in the lessons of his youth: his mother's steadiness, his father's absence, and the understanding that songwriting could express what words alone could not. By the mid-1960s, Smokey had grown beyond performing. He became a writer, producer, and eventually a vice president at Motown, helping shape the label's identity and influence for generations. Even at the peak of his success, the pressures of leadership and the weight of public expectation began to surface, revealing the emotional complexities that had been quietly shaping his life for years. The architect of Motown. As Motown flourished, Smokey became one of its central architects. His songwriting was gentle yet grounded in real human emotion, and his style was unlike anything else in the industry. He wrote hits not only for the Miracles, but also for legends like The Temptations, Mary Wells, and Marvin Gaye. In the studio, he was patient, precise, and dedicated to perfection. His influence went beyond music. He became a stabilizing presence, guiding artists, mentoring young talent, and helping Berry Gordy build a label that changed American culture forever. Yet the life of constant touring, recording, and rising expectations began to take a toll. Smokey was admired, but admiration came with responsibility, and the demands of leadership and personal discipline required a strength few could sustain for long. Marriage and early strains. In 1959, Smokey married Claudette Rogers, a fellow member of the Miracles and one of the earliest women to play a significant role in Motown's rise. Their love began in the hopeful simplicity of youth, strengthened by long hours of rehearsal and shared dreams. Publicly, they became one of Motown's most beloved couples, admired for their unity and grace. Privately, the pressures of fame and touring created challenges. Claudette endured the physical demands of the road and the emotional strain of balancing performance with family life. Smokey, navigating his growing fame and responsibilities, struggled to maintain the normalcy of home. Though their love remained steady, the relentless pace of Motown slowly introduced strains that would influence their relationship in the years to come. Behind the scenes at Motown was more complex than the polished image suggested. Beyond the chart-topping songs were long hours, creative disagreements, and quiet rivalries. Smokey's closeness with Berry Gordy provided support, but it also tied him to responsibilities that sometimes outweighed his personal ambitions. By his early 30s, he became vice president, a role that brought prestige but also immense pressure. He balanced administration, mentoring, songwriting, and performing, all while trying to protect his personal life. By the early 1970s, the excitement of success was tempered by exhaustion, and Smokey began imagining a future beyond the Miracles. This decision surprised fans, but reflected a quiet yearning for balance that he had felt for years. The storm behind the spotlight. By the mid-1970s, Smokey's life began to feel strained under the weight of unspoken tensions. He remained admired and productive, yet the discipline that once anchored him began to fray. Fame widened emotional fault lines that had previously been hidden, and Smokey confronted both personal and professional complexities. His friendship with Diana Ross evolved into a deep emotional connection. Their relationship, though never public, introduced new layers of complexity and reflection. They shared history, ambition, and the pressures of Motown, creating a closeness that blurred into intimacy. Like many aspects of his life, this relationship was nuanced and human, marked by affection, respect, and the challenge of balancing personal desires with existing commitments. A changing Motown. As Motown expanded and relocated to Los Angeles, the environment that had nurtured Smokey's creativity changed dramatically. The collaborative spirit of Detroit gave way to a more commercial, fast-paced industry. Younger artists arrived, expectations shifted, and the atmosphere became more competitive. Smokey, who thrived on stability and consistency, faced the challenge of adapting while preserving his creative integrity. His marriage to Claudette, once steady and strong, began to experience quiet strain. Long separations and the pressures of life on the road introduced distance. While they never spoke ill of one another publicly, their relationship evolved, revealing the natural growth and changes that happen over time. Professional tensions at Motown mirrored the changes at home, creating a sense that the world he once knew was shifting. Personal loss and reflection. By the early 1980s, Smokey faced a crossroads. His public persona masked years of emotional strain, professional pressure, and the complexities of balancing personal and professional life. His marriage to Claudette eventually reached a quiet conclusion in 1986, reflecting years of gradual change and personal growth. Around this time, Smokey began reflecting deeply on his life, his choices, and the habits that had accompanied his rise to fame. These years of introspection were challenging, but they helped him confront the realities of aging, responsibility, and the need for balance. Rebirth and creativity. Emerging from the challenges of the early 1980s, Smokey found renewed focus and purpose. He leaned into spirituality, reflection, and disciplined creativity. His 1987 album, One Heartbeat, reflected not only artistic excellence but a personal revival. The calmness in his voice, the clarity of his lyrics, and the steadiness of his stage presence revealed a man who had confronted difficulty and emerged stronger, more centered, and deeply committed to his craft. This period proved that even in the face of struggle, renewal and creativity can flourish. A life well lived. As Smokey Robinson reflects on 85 years of life, it is clear his journey has been extraordinary. From the streets of Detroit to the stages of the world, from Motown's early days to decades of artistic achievement, his story is one of endurance, creativity, and emotional honesty. Every note he sang, every lyric he penned, carries the echoes of a life that has seen joy, struggle, love, and transformation. Smokey remains an emblem of music's power to heal, inspire, and connect, showing that even amidst complexity, the human spirit can shine. His life is a reminder that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, every triumph a chance to give back, and that a true legacy is measured not by fame, but by the hearts touched along the way.